Joining me now on set is Fox Weather hurricane specialist Bryan Norcross. Bryan, thanks for being with us today. It's extraordinary to think it was 30 years ago that Hurricane Andrew just blew through there. You were on air for 23 hours trying to help people through that. Talk about what you were doing and how you were feeling in that time on air that day.
You know, many people, Bryan, have said, how did you do that? Why would you stay for 23 hours? And I say, where would I go? And the way I looked at it is I knew that the people south of Miami, in the suburbs south of Miami, that were going through that, like Bill and Sandy's Inn,
right.
saw in that clip there, that, what I had was the easy part. I'm just sitting there at an anchor desk
right.
and trying to sort out what to do. And the smartest thing I ever said in my life, as I said, when it looked like it was going to be the worst possible thing, which it was, friends, here's what I want you to do. I want you to get a mattress off the bed, and I want you to get it ready and get you and your family under that mattress and ride this thing out. Bill and Sandy did, and in that pile of debris was a mattress that they rode the storm out under.
Yeah, I don't think what people understand is your mindset was, how do I help people in practical ways get through this? You had the chance to meet them, obviously, and know their story, but what else really surprised you about the ways that people had to try to ride out that storm and the effect it had on their lives?
Well, what really surprised me was that the storm was so catastrophic. It was a 20-mile wide tornado in the tornado rating system, an EF5, top-end tornado, but 20 miles wide. These buildings were not badly constructed for the most part. They weren't great like the buildings that are built in Miami today, but they weren't that bad, right? So this was just so extreme that people had to find every device they could, including getting the family on a door of a bedroom or a bathroom to keep the storm that's in the house but outside of that room to ride it out. And they were calling me on the phone during the storm while they were doing that.
You talk about the city not being built that badly, sort of prepared for something like this. 30 years have passed. You look at cities around the country that are exposed to these kinds of risks. What's your assessment of the readiness of some of America's most vulnerable cities right now?
Well, in Miami, the best buildings that are built in the world are built in Miami and Fort Lauderdale, Broward County. So Miami-Dade and Broward County have the world standard building code for hurricanes. I wish that the rest of the hurricane coast would adopt that code. They've adopted, in many cases, a better code than they had, but still it's not up to dealing with a super strong hurricane like Andrew or even things close to Andrew.
What stood out to you from the recovery of that city? What happened? What worked? How did it go?
It went exceptionally well because the insurance industry back then was functioning in a different way than it functions now. They poured money in there. Billions of dollars came into Miami-Dade County that allowed the county and the city to recover relatively quickly. It still took years, but relatively quickly. The insurance system in Florida and around the hurricane coast is precarious now, to say the least, and it's really poor insurance compared to what we had then. So the same storm and the same situation, in the modern world with the current insurance system, economically would not be the same. We get a different situation.
So tell us how we can watch this and tell us what you're most excited about when it comes to this new documentary.
I want people to understand Hurricane Andrew because I want them to know that the worst does happen. Usually storms turn away and people say, oh, they always warn us too much. No, this was a situation where we warned people and it was worse. Right? That happens. So what you do is you download the Fox Weather app and you can click on the upper right and see it. Or if you have Roku or Amazon Fire or one of the streaming devices, you can get the Fox Weather channel on that.
Very good. Sounds fascinating. Sounds important. Bryan Norcross, thanks for being with us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you.